In the heart of the Coromandel, through acres of farmland and scattered ancient volcanic peaks, is Koru Dojo, a stunning architectural feat where 69 and 70-year-old Hisai and David Lynch are engaged in a friendly battle. The ancient Japanese practice of Aikido is based on neutralizing violence with minimal force and is aptly known as the art of peace. Every aspect of this couple's life is founded on Aikido. Even the romance that began in an Aikido school in Tokyo 4 decades ago, where Hisai was David's teacher.
He was a very young man and very shy man, I think.
It was very difficult in the dojo environment. I was living there full time, and communication was quite difficult. You couldn't keep any secrets in that place. So we had to meet outside and in confidence.
Together, they established New Zealand's first Aikido school in 1965. That dojo in Auckland still runs today, but the pull of nature drew the Lynches to the sanctuary of solitude 10 years ago.
When I was practicing Aikido in Japan, most of the dojos were in concrete buildings and there wasn't very much fresh air. And so I dreamed of having a dojo back in New Zealand where we could be really close to nature, and we've succeeded in doing that.
In the nature, you feel really yourself. You can find yourself. You know, surrounding is so peaceful, so make you really find your real self.
Although Hisai doesn't teach anymore, her spirit for Aikido has never faded, and she remains an inspiration.
I've learned a lot from Hisai. She's very determined when she takes on anything. She will never give up until she's mastered it. And I admire that kind of determination.
Determination that stuck through the dojo's challenging construction, which took 3 years and was based on Aikido's principles of the circle, square and triangle.
This building is actually a circular building made out of triangular panels. So it gives the subconscious mind, if you like, a reminder of the physical principles and also the spiritual principles. And according to Ueshiba Sensei, the founder of Aikido, the universe is basically explainable in the terms of those 3 symbols.
But Aikido is a way of life that extends far beyond the walls of the dojo. It's really about synergy with nature. And here today to immerse themselves in that synergy is a group of 20 Japanese. These Shinto Buddhists, led by Professor Murata, believe that the Lynch's 67-acre section is a power spot that's abundant in ki, or Japanese for life energy. And these young kauri are the very reason the Tokyoites have come all the way to New Zealand. The saplings, each with a prayer, will be planted to create positive ki for world peace.
自然の環境が今地球上で破壊されている。
I picked New Zealand because we have still got a lot of unspoiled nature here, whereas in many parts of the world, nature is disappearing rapidly. So he wants to make this the base camp from which new energy is going to be distributed around the world. They've realized that their industrial development has been so rapid and they've lost something in the process.
Yeah.
So traditionally the Japanese have always loved nature and always had, well, even in Tokyo today you can still find bonsai trees or some little garden, no matter how small, in the most horrendously concrete areas. They don't get to hear waterfall like we can at the moment, though. In Japanese Shinto religion, every natural object has a spirit, almost a god. So they don't think it's strange to worship a tree. And the same thing is found in the history of Aikido as well. Oh, I'm quite happy with it, really. They're obviously enjoying themselves, and it's a reforestation. When you consider that this whole area used to be covered with enormous kauri trees up to 100 years ago, and then they were all cut down for timber. So it's a good thing.
One day this kauri sapling is going to grow to be something as big as this 200-year-old kauri tree. And hopefully with all the chanting, that might happen even sooner. Aikido strives to achieve perfect harmony between one's own ki and nature's. And nowhere is this more apparent than in the life the Lynches have created for themselves.
I find that really Aikido meaning is a very much spiritual meaning, so that is good.
I think we've got a tremendous amount to learn from Asia. It's such an ancient culture. It doesn't mean to say you have to sacrifice your own culture in the process, but we should realise that there's so much we can learn from people who've been doing things for hundreds and hundreds of years.
And it's a constant learning process that they yield to in this art of peace. Well, that's all we have time for this week on Asia Down Under. Thank you for joining us. You can catch us again on the TVNZ website or on YouTube. See you next week, same time. This programme was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.